right, the curious case of Nitish Babu continues to confound. Nitish Kumar meets JDU office bearers in the national capital. Sources tell us the meeting lasted just about 15 minutes. Nitish asked party to prepare for polls. The JDU national executive meet is on Friday, which is tomorrow. Lots of suspense on what could be Nitish's next move. Conjecture, rumor mongering, whatever you might call it, but word has it that Lalan Singh, who's the party president, will himself nominate Nitish Kumar as the party chief. And the reason for which seems to be that Nitish Kumar thinks that Lalan's allegiance lies more with the RJD and less with him, Nitish Kumar, the Chief Minister of Bihar. So what's going to happen tomorrow? All eyes trained on the rumblings within the JDU. Joining me, Sujit Jha, live from Delhi with the latest. Sujit, अगर आप हमें बता पाएं, क्योंकि स्पेक्यूलेशन कॉन्स्पिरेसी तो बहुत है कि कल ललन सिंह खुद ही नीतीश कुमार का नाम नॉमिनेट करेंगे कि वो ही पार्टी प्रेसिडेंट और पार्टी चीफ बने।
देखिए, चर्चा तो यही है, लेकिन नीतीश कुमार क्या करेंगे ये कोई नहीं जानता है। ये हम लोग इतने दिनों से उनको कवर कर रहे हैं। उनके मन में क्या है ये जानना बड़ा ही मुश्किल है। और आज जिस प्रकार से वो आए यहाँ पर और जिस तरीके से ललन सिंह उसके बाद मीडिया में जो बातें कही, उससे पहले जो मीटिंग हुई आज ऑफिस बियर के साथ, उससे पहले लंबी मीटिंग ललन सिंह और नीतीश कुमार की भी हुई। तो कुल मिलाकर देखा जाए तो ये जो हम कह सकते हैं कि कुछ भी हो सकता है इसमें। और ये कयास लगाए जा रहे हैं कि अध्यक्ष पद जो है उसमें बदलाव हो सकता है, क्योंकि राष्ट्रीय परिषद की बैठक भी है। तो सभी जो भी यहाँ पर जो सदस्य आए हुए हैं, करीब 250 राष्ट्रीय परिषद के सदस्य हैं, 100 के करीब राष्ट्रीय कार्यकारिणी के सदस्य यहाँ जेडीयू के आए हुए हैं। तो उन्हें लगता है कि जरूर कोई ना कोई परिवर्तन होगा। तो एक बात ये है कि पार्टी के अंदर गुटबाजी बहुत बढ़ गई है। और पिछले 3 महीने से, ऐसे ये भी चर्चा है कि पिछले 3 महीने से ललन सिंह ने कई बार इस्तीफे की पेशकश भी की है मुख्यमंत्री के सामने, लेकिन उसे स्वीकार नहीं किया गया। आपको याद होगा कि 2 दिन पहले ही एक ऐसा मीडिया में ऐसे आवाज उठी कि उन्होंने इस्तीफा दे दिया, लेकिन ऐसी कोई बात नहीं थी। तो कुल मिलाकर जो पार्टी के अंदर गुटबाजी है उसको खत्म करना, क्योंकि चुनाव काफी नजदीक आ गए हैं, लोकसभा के चुनाव, और उसमें इंडिया गठबंधन के साथ अगर चुनाव लड़ती है पार्टी तो उस हिसाब से उसको परफॉर्मेंस भी करना होगा। तो गुटबाजी हटाना बेहद जरूरी है। और आज उन्होंने अपने 15 मिनट के जो संक्षिप्त भाषण जो दिया ऑफिस बियर को, उन्होंने यही कहा कि पार्टी के अंदर से गुटबाजी खत्म होनी चाहिए और मूल जो समस्या है वो गुटबाजी है, वो कैसे समाप्त होगी। अगर ललन सिंह के हटाने से समाप्त होगी तो नीतीश कुमार इससे भी पीछे नहीं हटेंगे। आप देखिए, पिछली बार भी 2016 में भी वो अध्यक्ष बने थे नीतीश कुमार, शरद यादव के बाद उन्होंने कमान संभाल ली थी। और इस बार भी करीब करीब ऐसा लग रहा है कि कुछ इस तरह की परिस्थितियां बन रही है। लेकिन रात भर का समय है, बहुत कुछ हो सकता है।
रात भर का समय है सुजीत जी, बहुत कुछ हो सकता है। बस एक आखिरी सवाल पूछूंगी आपसे कि रीजन क्या है कि ललन सिंह ठीक बैठ नहीं पा रहे हैं, कि उनको लगता है कि आरजेडी से ज्यादा करीबी हैं उनसे?
देखिए, ये विडंबना ही कहिए जेडीयू के साथ कि इससे पहले वाले जो अध्यक्ष थे आरसीपी सिंह, तो आरसीपी सिंह के बारे में कहा जाता है कि वो बीजेपी के करीब हो गए, और इधर ललन सिंह बने हैं तो ये आरजेडी के करीब हो गए। तो भाई कम से कम आपको जेडी जो अध्यक्ष है उसको जेडीयू के करीब भी तो होना चाहिए। तो ये एक बड़ा सवाल है। और मुझे लगता है कि कई बार नीतीश कुमार ने कहा है, ये बातें कही है ललन सिंह से कि आप संगठन पर ध्यान दीजिए। जेडीयू में जो संगठन का जो काम है वो वाकई उसको लेकर कई बार आवाज उठती रही है। आपको याद होगा कि उपेंद्र कुशवाहा जब पार्टी में थे तो उन्होंने कई बार इस बात को उठाया भी था। बाद में उपेंद्र कुशवाहा ही इस पार्टी से बाहर हो गए। तो कुल मिलाकर जो स्थिति परिस्थिति है, गुटबाजी तो है, लेकिन ये कैसे दूर होगी? ललन सिंह को हटाकर नीतीश कुमार के बन जाने से ही अगर गुटबाजी दूर हो जाती है तो निश्चित तौर पर ये कदम उठा सकते हैं नीतीश कुमार। लेकिन हमें ये भी याद रखना होगा कि चुनाव बेहद करीब है और चुनाव के करीब होने के कारण अगर इतनी जल्दी में संगठन में परिवर्तन होता है तो बहुत ज्यादा प्रभावी वो नहीं हो सकता है चुनाव में। तो इस सब चीजों का भी ध्यान रखना है। अभी कितने दिन बचे, 3-4 महीने बचे।
स्टोरी फॉलो करने के लिए दिल्ली आए हैं, कड़कती ठंड का मजा लीजिए और आंख बनाए रखिए कि कल क्या होता है JDU में. Well, we're going to leave it at that. Thank you, Sujit, for joining us. Well, all eyes tomorrow. That's when the national executive is. Will Lalan Singh go, making way for Nitish Kumar once again as the party president? Well, that's tomorrow. But something happened today. And that's our top focus when it comes down to a political story. The Congress launched its Lok Sabha election campaign today from Nagpur. All of this at a rally to mark the party's 139th foundation day. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge promised to implement Nyay scheme if the party wins. MP Rahul Gandhi called the 2024 face-off with the BJP a war of ideologies.
Jai Hind! Hai taiyar hum, aur we are ready. That is the Congress war cry as it sounded the poll bugle for the 2024 Lok Sabha elections from Nagpur, where it held a massive rally to celebrate the party's 139th foundation day. A day after announcing the Bharat Nyay Yatra, the Congress on Thursday went a step further, promising the implementation of a direct income scheme if opposition's India alliance wins.
कांग्रेस पार्टी को शक्ति मिला, आपने शक्ति दिया तो हम न्याय स्कीम को इम्प्लीमेंट करेंगे। कम से कम 60-70 हजार रुपए हमारे महिलाओं को बराबर हम देने की व्यवस्था करेंगे। बहुत खुशी हो रही है।
Congress MP Rahul Gandhi pitched the Lok Sabha elections as a war of ideologies. He claimed institutions in the country were being hijacked by the Sangh Parivar.
सारे के सारे इंस्टीट्यूशंस पर ये कब्जा कर रहे हैं। आप हिंदुस्तान की सारी यूनिवर्सिटी देख लीजिए, सारे के सारे वाइस चांसलर आज एक संगठन के हैं। उनको आता होता कुछ है नहीं।
Caste census remained a focus point in Rahul's speech.
ठीक है, देश को पता लगना चाहिए कि इस देश में ओबीसी कितने हैं, तो हमने निर्णय ले रखा है जैसे ही हमारी सरकार आएगी, दिल्ली में आएगी, हम जाति जनगणना आपके लिए करके दिखा देंगे।
The party in power, the BJP, is already in election mode. Union Home Minister Amit Shah, who visited Bengal earlier this week to chalk out strategy, was in Telangana on Thursday, evidently targeting possible growth areas for the party. For all the sound and fury, the Congress faces a tough battle ahead. The opposition India alliance is anything but united, with various parties pulling in different directions. Seat sharing and leadership issues are yet to be decided. To add to opposition's woes, many opposition leaders are under probe by various central agencies. On a day the Congress was launching its election campaign, came the news that an ED charge sheet in a money laundering case has mentioned Priyanka Gandhi Vadra by name, though not as an accused. The race for 2024 has begun.
The Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge gave a hope to the party workers and asked them to prepare themselves to fight this election in an alliance. He emphasized the importance of the India alliance. But the Congress party knows very clearly that the answer to the question lies in the seat sharing formula, and that is what the Congress needs to finalize as early as possible. With Mustafa Sheikh, Sahil Joshi in Nagpur for India Today.
All right, so with the war cry of Hum Tayyar Hai, is the Congress finally tayyar to take on what is an election winning machine, the Bharatiya Janata Party? Let's take this question to our panelists this evening. Joining me, Shama Mohammed, Congress spokesperson, Shehzad Poonawala, Bharatiya Janata Party spokesperson, Sandeep Shastri, coordinator, Lok Niti Network. You know, Shama, there'd be some who'd call it audacious to flag your 2024 campaign from Nagpur, the RSS headquarters, but there'll be many who'd be calling it very foolhardy because you've tried to take on this ideology election after election and you failed.
I don't agree with you that election after election you fail. Let's understand what is Nagpur. Nagpur is in 1920 where Mahatma Gandhi called out for the non-cooperation movement. Nagpur is where in 1959 Mrs. Indira Gandhi became the Congress president. Nagpur is where, after emergency, Indira Gandhi started her election campaign. So Nagpur is also, let's understand, it's only, I think, 1996, 2014 and 2019 when the Bharatiya Janata Party has won the Lok Sabha seat. Let's also understand that. And also, Nagpur is the place of the Diksha Bhumi of the writer of the Constitution, man who made the Constitution, Dr. Ambedkar. So Nagpur is very important to the Congress party, and it's not that it is somebody's personal property. So that's why we've started from Nagpur. And of course, we are, like Rahul ji said, we are against this divide and rule, this ideology of hatred. I mean, that's why we are starting our next yatra, Bharat Nyaya Yatra, from Manipur. Let's understand what has happened in Manipur. The Prime Minister of India, he's gone all over the world. He says, I condemn what has happened in Israel. He goes out and gives condolence messages all over the world. But when his own people have died and there was a burial just 4 days before, he was nowhere to be seen. He has never visited Manipur. He has not said a single word to the people of Manipur except 2 words in Parliament. This is the Prime Minister of India. Look what has happened in Jammu and Kashmir. Our Jawans are getting martyred. But the Prime Minister of India, I have not seen a single tweet on that. The Prime Minister of India does not visit them. These are our Jawans. The Prime Minister of India is only interested in going abroad, traveling around. He will reach when the wrestlers win a medal. But when they ask for justice, the Prime Minister of India is not said a single word to Saqib Malik, not said a single word to Vinish Phogat. They are saying we're giving up everything. We're giving up a career because the Prime Minister of India wants to protect a rapist.
All right. You know, Shama, I'm going to come back with a question, but I want to bring in Shehzad into this conversation because you're coming back with another Nyay, but I hark back to 2019 where your Nyay scheme then, and if I'm not wrong, it was the Nyunatam Aay Yojana. And that didn't work. So why will this Nyay work is a question that you'd answer the next time. I'm coming back to you on that. But Shehzad Poonawala, where the Congress is concerned, or the India Alliance, till now, it seemed to be sputtering where, okay, when is the sheet sharing going to happen? Is the Congress going to get its act together? But in the last 1 week after the elections in the 5 states, they seem to be moving in quite a bit of speed. You had the 90-day yatra, which was declared yesterday. You had their first rally today, and already there seemed to be a direction in a cohesive manner where seat sharing is concerned.
In the first set of elections that took place after the meetings of the India Alliance, the people of India had 2 choices. One, Modi with a mission and vision for this country, taking the country's economy from 10th to 3rd spot, taking 13.5 crore people out of poverty, taking 60 crore people and giving them either toilets, either Ujjwala gas connections, Pakka Avasas, doubling the rate at which infrastructure is built, roads, highways, expressways, airports, per capita incomes doubled. Or they had an option between those people who've come together only for their own ambition, commission, corruption, division and their contradictions, which by the way was seen today in Nagpur when Sanjay Raut and Ashok Chavan were at each other's throat. Just 2 days ago from Shama's home state Kerala, you had Congress party called Pinarayi Vijayan a coward and a psychopath, and I kid you not, those are their words. So therefore, the country made a choice that they want mission and vision, not commission, corruption, division and this contradiction. Now having said that, Preeti, I want to take this opportunity. Look, everyone in political life has an opportunity to keep trying and attempting. That's the name of democracy. I want to congratulate Congress actually because NASA has something to learn from the Congress. Imagine a failed rocket being relaunched for the 15th time. NASA can do a lot with that kind of information. I mean, look at all the nannies in Lutyens ecosystem that keep saying, come on, Rahul, this time you will do it. I mean, their optimism is like Prozac. So I guess there's lots to learn. But having said that, let's talk about this Nyaya Yatra. What exactly is this Nyaya Yatra? It is actually a relaunch, reposition, rebranding mission. Relaunch for Rahul Baba, reposition because Rahul Gandhi is not even earning the confidence of Mamata Banerjee and Aam Aadmi Party, who said Khadge ji, not Rahul at any cost, and then repositioning because Congress has lost its prime position in the India alliance. So how should we look as the prime mover in the India alliance? And by the way, forget us, forget the Janata taking it seriously. 11 elections out of Bharat Jodo Yatra, the Congress lost 8, the NDA won 7. The alliance partners of Congress are saying, hum taiyar nahi hai. Samajwadi Party's IP saying tweets, and I kid you not, this is his tweet. Dware khadi Bharat, Samdan chali nahane. This is what he has described Rahul Gandhi's Nyaya Yatra. This is his exact words. Now, having said that, if it is all about Nyaya, Shamaji, please do seek Nyaya for the Biharis who were insulted by Mr. Maran, because this goes through Bihar. Then it goes to Uttar Pradesh. Seek the Nyaya for Uttar Pradeshis whom you insulted as Gaumutra state. And it goes to Rajasthan. Seek Nyaya for those you insulted when you made fun of Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar. And also seek Nyaya for the Sikhs of Punjab. 34 years and counting, you did not seek Nyaya. It was the High Court that had to give Nyaya to Sajjan Kumar. And hopefully you will take action on Jagdeep.
All right. You already paid the price for Maran, no? Because that was something that Mr. Maran had said in 2019. But having said that, where Sandeep Shastri, I want to bring him into this conversation, and also on Rahul Gandhi, Shehzad. I don't think, or maybe Shama can come in on that. Rahul Gandhi is not the prime ministerial face. Is he, Shama, is this the launch of that? Or is going to be the Bharat Nyaya Yatra, the launch of Rahul Gandhi as a prime ministerial face?
I think Mr. K.C. Venugopal made it very, very clear. This is a non-political yatra. Since the Prime Minister of India, the Bharatiya Janata Party, does not care for the people of Manipur, we will start the yatra from Manipur. They do not care about the...
All right, you'll start the yatra from Manipur, but, and Shehzad does have a point. Let's look at the elections that has gone down. Neighboring Mizoram went to vote, and the BJP has done better than the Congress there. There had to be some fallback where Mizoram was concerned. But Sandeep Shastri, I want to bring you into this conversation, and we'll go back to Shama and Shehzad later. With what went down today in terms of messaging, Sandeep Shastri, if we just look at it at a myopic level today, do you think audacious or foolhardy that they kick-started their campaign from the city of Nagpur, the headquarters of the RSS? On the other hand, what Mr. Khadge said was important, Sandeep, because if you look at it, he made very clear to his cadre and the people in attendance that you're voting for the Congress or you're going to work for the Congress, but ultimately it's the India Alliance. So there seems to be at least a push where messaging of the India Alliance coming together is concerned.
Preeti, you're right that there is an element of optics in what the Congress has tried today of starting their whole campaign from Nagpur. I think there is a very strong element of optics in this, in trying to showcase Nagpur as the place where they want to lead it. Now, 2 points, Preeti, which we will need to take note of. First, Mallikarjun Kharge's speech made the right type of political noises which needed to be made. Their larger slogan, Hain Taiyar Hum, I think over time they'll have to add one more word, Hain Taiyar Hum Sab, you see. Because if you're talking of an alliance being ready, it's not just about the Congress party, it's about the alliance. And I think in 4 months' time, we will get to know kya taiyar hain aap sab is alliance ko apna support dene ke liye, an appeal to the people.
Right.
Final point, I think the opposition alliance has consciously avoided falling in the trap of leadership. That is it a leadership contest? We have a leader who is your leader. I think they have consciously avoided that trap, because the moment they fall in that trap, they have lost the race even before it has begun.
Right.
Sought to make the race one on issues, one on alternatives, and the whole debate on Nyaya, the perspectives on justice which they want to put before the people. So in a sense, this election will be fought upon which perception of justice does the voter endorse?
Right.
Which person justice does the voter believe in? And as long as the leadership issue is kept by the opposition alliance on the back burner, I think I have a fighting chance.
All right, okay. Shahzad, I want to get you in. It does seem somewhere down the line, taking off from what Mr. Shastri is also saying, that the BJP seems to be a little more desperate than the Congress to have Rahul Gandhi as the prime ministerial candidate.
Let me give you an example from today, Preeti. Today, the Congress party, in the celebration of its foundation day, put out a 56-second video. The first 22 seconds are dedicated to freedom fighters. From 22 to 56 seconds, it is about Rahul Gandhi. Mr. Khadge is not in that video. Mr. Narasimha Rao is not in that video. They make it all about Rahul. If it is not, then please tell us that why don't you tell that Rahul Gandhi under no circumstances is going to be the leader or the face. They put out a poster a few weeks ago, you remember, Preeti, where Rahul Gandhi was ahead of people who had served as Chief Minister 2 or 3 times. And that is why Mamata Banerjee expressed a no confidence motion and proposed the name of Khadge. अच्छा, खड़गे का नाम प्रपोज होने पर प्रीति जी 2 तरीके की शायरियां हुई. एक तो नीतीश जी ने बोला हजारों ख्वाहिशें ऐसी कि हर ख्वाहिश पर दम निकले, कितने निकले अरमान मेरे फिर भी कम निकले. And the second शायरी was from the likes of Shama Mohammed and the Congress party कि प्यास तो गजब की लगी थी, बगल में जहर भरा पानी भी था, पीते तो मर जाते, नहीं पीते तो मर जाते. None of them seconded Mr. Khadge's name. Why? अरे आप तो बोल रहे हो ना कि दलित, शोषित, वंचित, अरे तो कर दो ना खड़गे जी का नाम आगे. नहीं किया. They are not refused. They are saying no, we cannot propose Mr. Khadge's name. I mean, have you seen such no confidence against their own?
Can I come in?
I will let him finish.
Therefore,
Shama, I will come in and you'll get equal time.
Rahul की positioning हो जाए. And secondly, you see, Shama made a small error. She said that after the emergency, election campaign of Indira Gandhi ji was started from Nagpur. That is the worst example to give. The second time, the election campaign was started from a particular destination, Faizabad, which is now Ayodhya. At that time, Rajiv Gandhi, the Congress party has never ever come back to single party majority. So if these are the examples Shama Mohammed wants to quote, she's welcome to quote.
But you know, Shahzad, when she did have that public meeting, the Congress swept the Vidarbha region. So that's just a rejoinder to what you said. It's just political trivia. And it fascinates me, but that's all I'm giving you there. But having said, okay, I'll come back to you. But, Shama, you wanted to come in, but, there's a fair point. Because the opposition, the India Alliance, mooted the name of your leader, Mr. Khadge, as a possible prime ministerial candidate. Of course, there was discrepancies there where Mr. Pawar said that you don't need to have a face. But you were silent on that.
No. Let me make that very clear. Shahzad is good to be a script writer. He can go into the movies. That's a better job for him. He's good with his Urdu poetry and all those things. But let me make it very clear. It was Khadge ji himself who said, let's first win this election. Then we'll decide anything else. There was no Rahul ji. Nobody else said a word. Not a single word. We have huge respect for Mallikarjun Kharge ji. He won the elections to be the president of this party, unlike their party where they appoint dummies like JP Nadda, all those people where there's just no elections and they appoint. And everything is decided by, even though JP Nadda is the president, the decisions are taken by Narendra Modi and Amit Shah. He's just a dummy puppet sitting there. We all know that. Now, he was talking about Nyay. He was saying, let's
Preeti,
get the Nyay.
I take strong objection to this kind of language being used. If I want to, if you force me to start using my language.
Preeti, I did not
No. This kind of language is unacceptable.
All right, okay. Can I urge the both of you?
Should I talk about your leaders' past antecedents?
All right.
No, please, this is not the language. Please take
what
this
I'm going to do
language
is, all right, Shahzad and Shama, it's a small request. Both of you. Please hear me out. This is a small request. Can we please be civil?
No, I have not used any uncharitable, unparliamentary language.
You have not till now. You are right, Shahzad. Yes, you are right. You have not. Therefore, Shama, can I please request you?
Please withdraw
let's 1 second. Let's steer clear of using.
Never withdraw. You can get out, but I will not withdraw.
Okay.
So don't ask me that.
All right. Okay.
Now let me finish it. So he says Nyay. What is the Nyay for those Punjab farmers who protested for the black farm laws? More than 700 died, and the Prime Minister of India was mum. He did not say a word, and you talk about Nyay? What about the Manipuris who died? What about the Nyay for them? What about the Nyay for our rest of village?
Shama,
if they cannot get justice,
but Shama,
how
your
can
call for
Nyay
Nyay.
get justice?
Okay, I want to ask you a counter question and then I'll go to Shahzad. your call for Nyay did not work in 2019. If you remember, you floated the Nyay scheme, which you once again rebooted as per your latest rally today. The Nyunatam Aay Yojana, which was floated the last time under the Nyay scheme, found no takers. What makes you think this time your Nyay will work?
So there's a difference. With the Nyay scheme was gotten a bit too late the last time around. And I remember this, and I've already, we were also thinking it was too late. Now we've come it early. Okay. We are very clear on the Nyay scheme. We will bring it. And I'm sure, let me tell you, like you see it is, they are looking into issues in our alliances. We have no issues with our alliance partners. We are standing together. All of us want this ideology of hatred, this ideology of...
I'm going to bring in Shehzad, but you're wrong, Shama. So you're wrong because today, while you had your rally in Nagpur, at the same time, you had Mr. Ashok Chavan and you had your other leaders from your Maharashtra unit who made it very clear that the Shiv Sena, Uddhav Thackeray's faction's demand of 23 seats is not going to cut it. And it was very clearly made from your own leaders. But Shehzad, appreciate the patience. You wanted to come in for a rebuttal. Go ahead.
Why do you appreciate him for his patience? I mean,
ma'am, I'll appreciate your patience if you allow I will tell you, ma'am. I will tell you. I'll appreciate your patience if you allow your co-panelists to speak without interrupting.
Is it a special thing for the Bharatiya Janata Party?
No, ma'am. Here, I'll appreciate your patience. There's no. There are no special favors. I'll appreciate your patience if you allow your co-panelists the 2 minutes without interruption. Go ahead, Shehzad.
Preeti, on your show, and this is Rajdeep's show also, there is some decorum in the language we use, and therefore, she has called my national president dummies. I can very well say what was the past precedence of your former national president, Sonia Gandhi, which has been written about. Sanjay Nirupam has written in detail about her past antecedents. But I don't want to stoop to that level, especially on a day like this for Congress. So I will only leave it at this, that the Congress has its culture, and therefore perhaps when Maran calls North Indians toilet cleaners, they don't take action. When Udayanidhi says Sanatan Samapti, they don't take action. They in fact call Pinarayi Vijayan all kinds of names, including coward and psychopath. And Preeti, please ask them what is the Indie Alliance's agenda.
Ma'am, I'll come back to you. Please allow him the time.
Preeti, please.
I'll come back to you. Allow him the time. You'll get equal.
Can you please have a stop interrupting?
Go ahead, Mr. Poonawalla.
They say their agenda is, so-called agenda in India Alliance. After 4 meetings, we've seen what has come out. It is only aao khao, photo khichao jao. JDU MP has said this. Their agenda is to save the constitution. Ironically, Kerala constitution is being killed by Vijayan. In Bengal, constitution is being killed by Madam Mamta Banerjee. In Punjab, when Khera is arrested, constitution is killed by Aam Aadmi Party. And then they all come together and they say we are saving constitution. Now she made a point about Manipur. You know, Preeti, this entire narrative, Manipur, Christians, churches, etc., all of this stuff was made up. In Mizoram today, BJP is at 2 seats. Congress is down from 5 to 1 seat. The BJP has governments in Assam, Tripura. Our allies have government in Meghalaya, in Nagaland. And the Congress party has not been in power in Nagaland for the last 50 years. The Congress party, out of the 180 seats in Nagaland, Tripura and Meghalaya, has got 8 seats. With what face is this Shama Mohammed speaking? I mean, does she have any clue except for being abrasive on TV and being rude and uncouth? Does she have any substantive argument? I have talked about how this country is moving forward on economy, on other fronts, on development. Does she have 5 things to talk? You were going around with Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh model. What happened? After 18 years, people have voted for us in Madhya Pradesh. Is there no indication of that? And by the way, they keep talking about OBC, Nafrat ki vichardhara, etc. We made Mohan Yadav Chief Minister in Madhya Pradesh. We made Vishnuji Chief Minister in Chhattisgarh. Who have you made Chief Minister? Revant Reddy was abusing OBC caste. And this is Mohabbat ki dukaan.
All right, okay. But you know, Shehzad, just to come in, you still have Biren Singh as the Chief Minister of Manipur despite of what has gone down in Manipur. And you yourself 2 days ago said very clearly... 1 second, sir. You yourself, 1 second, sir, allow me. You yourself 2 days ago on my show here, which is Rajdeep's show, you said very clearly that it doesn't matter the kind of votes that happen, it is intent. So the fact is that the Prime Minister nor the Home Minister went to Manipur. Just small submissions to what the points that you've made. I will come back to you, Shama, and I'll go back to Shehzad, and I am timing the both of you.
Can I just come in 10 seconds?
10 seconds, sir.
No. He's got enough time. I want to speak
now.
Ma'am,
I'm giving you enough time. I'm timing it. Believe me, I have a stopwatch.
Preeti.
Yes, 10 seconds, sir.
Preeti, in Manipur, when in 93, 96 and 2011, Manipur burned for over 1,000 days cumulatively and hundreds and hundreds died. Whether Home Minister also went, whether one statement was made in Parliament? Yes.
Does two rights make a wrong? Or does two wrongs make a right? I beg your pardon.
They only want...
Do two wrongs make a right?
I'm just saying...
You still have Bihar Singh as the Chief Minister, sir, and that's... You still have the Chief Minister as Bihar Singh.
Oh, I can deal with...
Okay.
I'll answer that also.
Sir, I'll come back to you. Let's not get into this. I'll come back to you, right? You've had your 10 seconds. May I move on and I'll come right back.
They have not moved no conference motion against Manipur Chief Minister, by the way.
Can I come in?
Ma'am, can I come back to you after I go to Mr. Shastri?
No. I want to just rebut.
Ma'am, 10 seconds. 10 seconds for a rebuttal.
No. He talks about Manipur. Their Lok Sabha member of parliament was not allowed to speak in parliament about Manipur. Their MLAs have said that they've lost trust in Bihar Singh, but they continue to have Bihar Singh. And he says, you have made up these stories. That's what he's telling you, Preeti, as a journalist. You've made it up. Nothing happened in Manipur. Everything was normal. That's what he's saying. Manipur is a place where
he didn't say that.
The differences are huge.
Shama,
he just said that
he didn't say that. Okay, it's a hard cut. I want to bring in Sandeep Shastri into this conversation. Sandeep Shastri, the question I want to ask you, I don't want to escalate that the argument there. I'll come back to our panelists in the end. But Sandeep Shastri, if you look at where the India alliance stands right now and where the BJP stands, and the BJP at least where optics, perception, even the ground reality is concerned, is miles ahead. If you talk about a narrative, whatever it might be, they have a Prime Minister's face firmly in place. They have the Viksit Sankalp Bharat Yatra, which is going on, which is deliverance, La Bharati. They have the Ram Mandir. They have the religious angle, which is going in for them. Whichever way you might want to look at it, but they have a clear vision and a narrative. On the other hand, the India alliance seems to be all over the place.
Preeti, 4 months before the election, there is no doubt that the BJP and the NDA seems to have an advantage. I have said it on your show. There are 4 M's which they are projecting: Modi, Mahila, Mandir, and Majburi. Majburi in terms of what is there against them. And they are taking the best advantage of these 4 M's. But Preeti, you and I have seen this for long. 4 months is a long time in politics.
True.
And what we have seen starting today, if the opposition alliance is able to keep the leadership issue on the back burner, if they are able to focus on alternative policies, alternative strategies, and make a meaning of the justice they are talking about, make justice meaningful to the common people, there is a hope of a fight. Otherwise, I think the advantage which the NDA today seems to have would only expand with time.
All right. Can I now go back to our political panelists, and maybe we've all taken a deep breath and we've come back. But Shama, Shama, I'm going to time you both, right? Closing comments. Shama, please go ahead.
Yeah, first and foremost, the unemployment rate is 10%. He keeps saying everything is all right. And nobody has lifted anybody out of poverty. 23 crore people have gone into poverty. Manrega is not being paid to many states. So there are huge issues out here, which he doesn't speak about. And he says, now, General Narwane has himself said that the Agnipath scheme was not even discussed with them. It was a bolt out of the blue. This is not what I'm saying. This is what the former army chief is saying. Whatever is happening is whatever he's saying is not the right thing. And also, Manipur is a huge issue which has not been dealt in the right way. There has been murders, there's been killings, there's been displacement, and the Prime Minister of India is least bothered about it. And also, last time, let's understand that we won these states: Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh. But we lost in 2019. So what is this thing about they win these states and they're going to win that? It's not a guarantee that they talk about. That is the thing which I'm seeing right now is the India alliance is not together. The India alliance, we have no issues. See, always remember, when huge number of parties come together to fight against this sort of hatred and fight against what is happening, you have to understand today. They put Priyanka Gandhi's name today. Why? Because she went to visit the wrestlers. Let's understand that. The wrestlers issue is a huge issue. He says M for Mahila. If our medalists cannot get justice, let me ask you, a girl in Bulandshahr, for example, or a girl in Bihar, how can she get justice? Because the rapists are looking out.
You'll get the equal time, Shahzad.
You will get away with
Time it. Okay,
You can
you're
get
done,
away
ma'am.
with rape. That is
All
what is
right.
happening.
Ma'am,
So
last 10
he's
seconds.
saying is all wrong. Sorry, you
last
keep
10
interrupting
seconds, ma'am.
me.
Please close.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to tell you is that we have no leadership issues. We are going to go very strong for this election. We are going to see to it that this ideology of divide and rule, hatred, and also let's understand, election commission is going to be selected by them.
Okay,
so
ma'am, done. Shehzad Poonawalla, closing comments, sir. Please go ahead.
Why do they want to select the election commission?
Ma'am, please now allow. You've spoken for 2 minutes, 13 seconds uninterrupted. Go ahead, sir.
I hope I'll get half the time without her interrupting, but I don't put my money on that. First of all, she spoke about unemployment. The unemployment is at its lowest rate today in 6 years at 3.2%. And the entire elections in the last state assembly elections were fought on the issue of unemployment. Madhya Pradesh had 2% unemployment rate. Rajasthan had it over 20% for the last 1 year. And therefore, you were kicked out of power. But you still have the gall to bring this up. Let's have an election on unemployment. Then I can tell you that how we have created over 5 crore new jobs in the EPFO data suggests that we are building double the number of highways, double the number of airports. Who are they employing? Not Italians. They're employing Indians. Anyways, that's not the real issue. The issue is then coming on to hatred. Hatred. So what about the statements of Udaynidhi Stalin, Priyanka Khadge, the statements of Swami Prasad Maurya, the statements of Maran, Ellen Govan, Bharti, Nehru, DMK leaders? What about those statements? No word about that. Women. You are talking about women. What action or statement did Priyanka Vadra make on Nitish Kumar's objectionable and abominable statement in Vidhan Sabha? What action or statement was made on Belgavi issue where the High Court had to intervene and say that this is worse than Draupadi's Chirharan? And you lost the election in Rajasthan because you made Rajasthan #1 in women atrocities and you gave a ticket to a guy who said कि rape होते रहेंगे क्योंकि मर्दों का प्रदेश है शांति धारीवाल. You are talking about Mahilas. Mahila is those for whom from cradle to right up to parliamentarian, Prime Minister Modi's every scheme is centered at Mahila. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is only this, Preeti, that all of them have come together, but they don't have a logo. They don't have logo ke liye kya karna hai. They don't have niti, they don't have niyat, and they don't have netritva. And therefore, these relaunch missions, while they might work for Rahul Gandhi and his Lutyens ecosystem for a bit, ultimately people are not convinced. So Janta tayyar nahi hai. Allies bhi tayyar nahi hai. Aap tayyar hai.
All right. Okay. With that, I'm going to wrap up this debate. But 2 quick points. Because we want to just put out the facts. The statement of Mr. Dayanadi Maran was made in 2019. And when it comes down to sexual harassment, Shehzad, it cuts both ways. You are right. What the statement that Mr. Shanti Dhariwal had made where Rajasthan is concerned. But at the same time, you have a Brij Bhushan who's still in Parliament. But with that, thank you, our panelists, for joining us, Mr. Shastri as well, and our political panelists there. We're going to just quickly move in to the other story where the Enforcement Directorate today named Priyanka Gandhi in a money laundering charge sheet filed against Sanjay Bhandari. She wasn't an accused. The Congress is now, though, accusing the Narendra Modi government of vendetta politics.
After Robert Vadra, now Priyanka Gandhi Vadra is on the Enforcement Directorate's radar. The ED has mentioned Priyanka Gandhi's name in the recent charge sheet filed against accused Sanjay Bhandari in a money laundering case. Priyanka is not named as an accused, but her name is mentioned in the context of land deals. According to the ED's charge sheet, C.C. Thambi, an alleged associate of accused Sanjay Bhandari, purchased 486 acres of land between 2005 and 2008 in Amipur village in Faridabad, Haryana, through a real estate agent, H.L. Pava. Robert Vadra purchased 3 pieces of land measuring 334 canals or 40.08 acres in the same village from Pava between 2005 and 2006. He sold the same land to Pava in December 2010. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra also purchased agricultural land measuring 40 canals or 5 acres in Amipur village from Pava in April 2006. She sold the same land to Pava in Feb 2010. The ED has alleged that Robert Vadra did not pay the entire sale money to Pava. The investigation against Vadra is still going on. The Congress's top legal voice, Abhishek Manu Singhvi, claimed his party leader was a target of vendetta politics. Several Congress leaders have come out in Priyanka's defense.
They feel that we will be afraid of going to jail. We are not known as afraid of going to jail. We will face this. We will know the law of the land, but they can't use these institutions to threaten us. To save democracy, to save India, we are fighting out.
The mention of Priyanka in the latest charge sheet filed just months ahead of the Lok Sabha elections has sparked speculation about the next step in the case. Is the stage set for a probe against Priyanka as well? With Munish Pandey, Bureau Report, India Today.
Language wars again in Karnataka. Day after pro-Kannada activists went on a rampage in Bengaluru, comes the state policy's crackdown against the vandals. Pro-Kannada organization chief Narayana Gowda, who led protest against non-Kannada signboards yesterday, has been arrested along with his associates. Meanwhile, Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has directed companies and shops to change their nameplates before February 28, 2024.
ಈಗ ಶಾಂತಿಯುತವಾದಂಥ ಪ್ರತಿಭಟನೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ವಿರೋಧ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಿಗದಿತ ಸ್ಥಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಶಾಂತಿಯುತವಾದಂಥ ಪ್ರತಿಭಟನೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಡ್ಡಿಪಡಿಸಲ್ಲ. ವಿ ಬಿಲೀವ್ ಇನ್ ಡೆಮಾಕ್ರಸಿ, ವಿ ಬಿಲೀವ್ ಇನ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಅಡ್ಡಿಪಡಿಸಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಕಾನೂನಿಗೆ ವಿರುದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ಯಾರಾದರೂ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಸಹಿಸಲ್ಲ.
All right, joining me right now is Mr. Mohan Das Pai from the Manipur Global Education. Appreciate you joining us, sir. Somebody who's a proud Bangalorean and Kannada yourself. Your quick reactions to the violence that took place in Bangalore in the back of, once again, linguistic wars coming in, wanting the Kannada language firmly on signboards.
I think what happened in Bangalore is very wrong. This mob violence, allowing all these people to go destroy property, destroy signage without the police being there, without the police stepping in to stop them, is very, very wrong. We had the mob violence in Bangalore. We had a reign of people who are violent, going and destroying signage, hitting people in some areas and going around and shouting on the streets. Where protest for anything is okay. We are a democracy, but violence is unacceptable. The police were caught wanting. They did not prevent in many areas. We saw the videos. They blocked the traffic in the airport road for much time. And what happened is very shameful. And there has been a hurt, that the rule of law has been very hurt.
Mr. Pai, you've been a big votary where Kannada language is concerned, but there is, sir, a very thin line when it comes down to linguistic pride and linguistic chauvinism.
Well, look, it is not a widespread issue. There's a group of people who make a living out of threatening people for language. It's been going on for the last 20, 25 years. We know them very well in Bangalore. And, the government has to take steps to rein them in. I'm happy that today the Home Minister came out and condemned the violence. We had the Minister for Bangalore come in and condemn the violence. And we are seeing citizens react and criticize the government. And we are seeing the Chief Minister call a meeting of all concerned on this issue today. So there has been a reaction from the government. But what happened was very frightening. For some time yesterday, the mobs were on the roads. They're destroying property. They were creating fear. And that is totally unacceptable. And the police have failed to protect the life and property of people yesterday. And that is very, very shameful.
But, when it comes down to what the brand Bengaluru stands for, sir, tech capital, IT hub, global city, the rule which has now been formulated of 60% signage for Kannada and only 40% of English, how does that fit in?
Look, Bangalore is a global city. But being a global city, it does not mean that you don't follow the local language. And if you go to Frankfurt, that's a global city. Tokyo is a global city. Beijing is a global city. right? In all the spaces, there are signages in the local language. So having a signage in the local language and is English is perfectly fine. I don't see why there should be any problem in that. That is not the issue. The issue is entirely about violence. Violence is unacceptable. What happened was wrong. There was a failure of the rule of law, failure of law and order, and the police must investigate. And the people who indulge in violence should be prosecuted. And they have been arrested today.
But do you reckon, sir, somewhere down the line it deepens the north-south divide? Till now, the issue was only Hindi signage and now English as well?
Look, when you go to France, what do you see? You see the French language signages, right? You go to China, you see the Chinese language. You go to Japan, you see the Germany, you see the German language. I don't think we should bother about that. Every country which is non-English speaking will always have this kind of things about local languages. As residents of a particular local community, we must learn to respect the local language. On that, I don't think we should have a difference. The key is the violence. Violence is unacceptable.
You know, sir, violence is unacceptable. But when elections are now fought on regional pride, linguistic pride, when that becomes the core issue of winning, then the violence that we see on the roads today, isn't that just a byproduct of that?
Yeah, this is a byproduct because elections are fought on getting the emotions of people riled up. And I think that's very wrong because, many political leaders, instead of showing performance, they try to raise the emotions of people to get them to vote, to get them worked up. And I think it's slowly changing because more and more people are beginning to question the government. More and more people are reassured. It's a matter of time. And we are seeing that in the recent elections, many emotional issues did not work.
All right, Mr. Pai, appreciate you joining us. Thank you there. We are just weeks away from the opening of the Ram Mandir in Ayodhya. While there is a deep political divide ahead of the consecration ceremony, here was a message of harmony from two Muslim sculptors who made idols of Ram that there are likely to be displayed in the town. And that's the mood that we want to set before we wrap in for the weekend. Have a fabulous weekend ahead. Thank you for watching.
Ayodhya is getting decked up for the grand consecration ceremony of Ram Mandir on January 22nd. Many idols of Ram will adorn the holy town on the day. Two such idols have been made by sculptors Mohammad Jamaluddin and his son Bittu from Kolkata.
প্রথম যেটা বানিয়েছি ওইটা 2 মাস লেগেছে তারপরে ওটা আমার ছাস ছিল বলে ওটা আপনার 1.5 মাসের মধ্যে হয়ে গেছে পলিটিক্যাল পার্টি থেকে অর্ডার পেয়েছিলাম অযোধ্যায় গেছে
The Bengal craftsmen say their client gave the order after seeing their work on the internet. Jamaluddin says they have been making idols of Hindu deities for many years now.
धर्म है अपना मन पे और भारतवर्ष ऐसा ही जगह है या मुस्लिम हिंदू क्रिश्चियन जैन पारसी हर धर्म का आदमी इधर है तो हम मैसेज यही देना चाहूँ जो यहाँ जो आज चल रहा है जो मतलब है कि टोटल इंडिया में जो सांप्रदायिकता एक वातावरण चल रहा है इसका विरुद्ध हम यही बताना चाहूँ जो हम यहाँ बंगाल सिर्फ बंगाली नहीं टोटल भारतवर्ष में हम लोग हिंदू मुस्लिम जैन क्रिश्चियन एकदम भाई भाई जैसा ऐसा ही रहना चाहता हूँ इसलिए मेरा को भी वो श्री रामचंद्र का वो जो मूर्ति बनाने का मेरे से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ा हम इसी से खुशी हुआ